I had to laugh, guys, because my wife is so freaking hilarious. You know I was about to do this because I ain't been on live in a minute. But what's going on, my Patriots? That's crazy. Yeah, I see it. Wow. What is going on? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of Joel's News and Views, also known as Conservative News and Views. I know I have not been in the building for a minute. I've been fighting COVID-19. I talked about this with y'all. I'm still fighting it. I'm a little better today. I am going to do everything that I can to try to give you guys all of the information there is on the latest news. And yeah, what's going on Time Network? So I just want y'all to know that I am in the building. I am gonna continue to give y'all news, trying to get back on track. Now, with that being said, if I'm talking a little slower than usual, please do not freak out. It's because of the COVID. I'm doing that because of still trying to get my breathing and everything else. Yeah, it's real. It's real, Big OC. It's real, dog. State 59. Oh, I will get to that too. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about all of that. Oh, yeah. It says, hello. Love, I can help you. Okay. Thank you very much. So is the flu, but we haven't had a case this year. Exactly, man. This, like I said, y'all listen, before I get into the show, y'all know I've been an avid speaker of being able to have free the choice of not wearing no mask, going in, vitamin C, all that stuff. But listen, after this happened to me and my family, y'all take that shit serious. Put the mask on, take your vitamins, take your vitamin C, spray yourself down, use your sanitizers and stuff. Try to protect yourself. Cause when you get this shit, it will fuck you up. Okay, I am not lying to you. It will fuck you up. I don't give a damn how much weight that you push. I don't give a damn how much marathons you run. All that shit don't matter because at the end of the day, yeah, I was Big OC. I thought it wasn't that serious either. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I didn't. I was. I was the biggest critic of it. I said that it was a pandemic, it was fake and all that shit. I said it. I sit here as a man and admit to it. But I promise you this. I have learned my lesson. Shit serious. Let's see what else we got. Boy, and I had this some all natural vegan products on my website that can help you. Okay. All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. No, it's not as deadly as they say it is. It's just, it'll fuck you up. When I say, I mean, I wasn't guided by my politics, man. I was guided by seeing how people were talking about it wasn't as that, wasn't a big deal as everybody said it was. And with me, when I got it, it became a big deal because I started to see a lot of the side effects people talked about, like losing your taste. Oh God, it sits the smell. I still can't smell. I mean, I just got my taste back like yesterday. Oh, I am. I've been staying my ass home. Now my wife is doing a little bit better. She got past day 14. Dude, I wouldn't at this point. Anything's possible. That's why I try to tell everybody, just protect yourself. But yeah, Big OC, I admit it. I was wrong. I didn't take it as serious. I am now. Need a lot of vitamin P. Oh, wow. Okay, man. Some people. All right, let's jump into this. So what we're gonna talk about? We are talking about the first day of Black History Month, aka Biden's Black History Month, baby. And he already coming for it. So the first story I'm gonna bring to you is about a person that he just hired. Now, this woman is the Deputy State Department spokeswoman. And she called the police the largest threat to U.S. national security. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but if I'm going to get somebody to represent my State Department, that I need them to be police friendly because they got to back the blue, right? Well, unfortunately, that is not what we got here. Jelena Porter, who has been named the deputy spokesperson for the U.S. State Department under President Biden, wrote that the largest threat to U.S. national security may be a domestic one. In a 2016 Facebook post, Porter wrote the U.S. cops pose the largest national security threat greater than that of both Russia hackers and ISIS because of killings of Black Americans. The largest threat to U.S. national security are U.S. cops, Porter said, as reportedly by the Washington Free Beacon. Not ISIS, not Russian hackers, not anyone or anything else. I didn't get that memo though, because like I tell y'all every time I do these broadcasts, when I look at cop being murdered by Black folks versus Black folks killing each other, it's always Black folks mostly killing each other. But again, maybe I miss a memo. If y'all don't wake up and rise up to the truth, the genocide against Blacks in America will continue until we are near extinct, Porter said. That's not the world I seek to live in, nor create for myself and those around me. Now, Porter comments, according to the publication, were made in September 2016, shortly after a video release of an unarmed man, Terrence Crutcher, being shot by police in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, protests against police brutality sprang up throughout the U.S. in 2020, following the deaths of several Black individuals at the hand of law enforcement, including, here we go again, Breonna Taylor, which is a lie, and what George Floyd, that was definitely an honest truth because the cops definitely fucked that shit up. Sad to a degree. Now, Porter previously served as congressional staff member for Representative Jerry McNeary, California, and former Rep. Cedric Richmond of Louisiana, who was a White House senior advisor. Porter also worked for Truman National Security Project, a nonprofit national security and foreign policy think tank. Guys, listen. We have talked about this over and over again. And and uh and I'm gonna say it like this. We talked about this. Everybody that follows my channel, I talk about this all the time. The biggest threat right now to the black community is black folks themselves. I'm gonna say it again. The biggest threat to black community is black folks themselves. Y'all see it every weekend. Chicago should be the poster child of black on black violence that no one will not talk about. 18 fucking shootings. I think they had last weekend. Let's look this up right quick here. Let's look this up. Let's look this up. Excuse me. All right. Finna pull this up. And I am about to share this with y'all right here, right now. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to hear the headlines. Right here, right now. Get all these ad stuff popping up. Anyway, 31 shot, 7 fatally, 7 died fatally in Chicago over the weekend. 31 shot now, 7 died out of that 31 in Chicago over the weekend. But nobody talks about that's the threat that they should be talking about. These are all black on black crimes. Gangs against gangs. Nobody talks about that. What's going on, Victor? Hello, man. Thanks for joining in. Look at this. Look, and I'm finna read this right here. What happened in Chicago? 7 people were killed and 24 others wounded in a shooting across Chicago this weekend. More than half of the fatal attacks happened within an hour, within a 4-hour span Sunday morning. In the latest of those shootings, a 34-year-old man was killed in a little village on the southwest side of Chicago. About 4:50 a.m., he was found outside in the 2800 block of West 23rd Street with multiple gunshot wounds. Chicago police said the man was brought to Mount Sinai Hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was identified as David Lopez, who lived in the neighborhood where he was shot, the Cook County Examiner office said. And you know what's crazy in Chicago? They can't solve these murders fast enough. All these murders are turning into cold cases. They can't solve them fast enough. Think about it. You get that many murders, you ain't gonna have time to solve the shit. You ain't got no help. You got people saying defund the police, and you got a mayor looking like Beetlejuice trying to fucking model every 5 seconds. But yet still, Y'all saying the police is the most dangerous form of people that black folks need to worry about. Lord have mercy. Murder on Irving Park Road. A 52-year-old man was murdered while riding in the back seat of a car Monday morning in Irving Park. He was shot by someone inside of a passing Honda Odyssey. That means a fucking van. A van, y'all. About 4:45 a.m. in the 4100 block of West Irving Park Road. The police said the man shot in his legs was driven to Community First Hospital and was set to be transferred to Illinois Masonic Medical Center. Police said he was pronounced dead about 7 a.m. Then you got 2 dead in Washington Heights. Earlier Sunday, a man was killed and another wounded in Washington Heights. The 2 men were shot inside a home during a gathering about 1 a.m. in the 1100th block of West 104th Street, officials said. Daryl Houston, 39, was shot in the head and pronounced dead on the scene. The other man, 33, was struck in the abdomen and taken to Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn in critical condition. Okay, so let me ask y'all this. Out of all these, let me see what's going on. I'll get to the comments in a minute. Anyway, based on all this that I'm talking to y'all about, all of this that I am sharing with y'all right here, right now. Excuse me. I thought I had this where y'all could see it. All right. So I'm sharing all this with y'all when I'm reading this from. I don't see nothing about a Proud Boy doing these murders. I don't hear nothing about a 3%er doing these murders. I don't hear nothing about a Ku Klux Klan member doing these murders. I don't hear nothing about a freaking cop doing these murders. But you know what I do hear? I hear the same shit that we've been talking about for years. Black on black violence, and nobody won't change it. And it's in Chicago. Now, there's other places it's just like Chicago. You got Louisville that's going through this right now. You got Memphis, Tennessee that's got a high crime rate. Los Angeles, New York City. But nobody talks about these things. Nobody talks about it. Yeah, in Atlanta too. You're right. In Atlanta, especially Atlanta. But nobody talks about it. It's like it's foreign. Now, I'm going to keep going on. I'm going to keep going on and reading this to y'all so y'all can understand the frustration I have as a guy who gives y'all the news, who's a patriot, who's compassionate about this country. We got aggression homicide. Minutes earlier, a 24-year-old man was fatally shot in Gresham on the south side of Chicago, one of the roughest parts of Chicago. Officers found Anthony Rice of Gresham unresponsive about 12:50 a.m. Sunday in the 7900 block of South Paulina Street, with gunshots wound to the back, lower backside, and legs. Rice was transported to the medical center in Oak Lawn, where he was pronounced dead. Now, let me tell y'all how they get down to Chicago. They don't come out and be hanging on the block. They text each other and they set a couple of text codes, and them boys get it in. They come out the shadows, wet you up, and go back into the thief of the night. That's another reason why they can't never catch these cats. These cats use social media like we use social media. Text messaging and all. Then there's the West Pullman murder. Saturday night, a person was found dead in a burning vehicle. on the far south side of Chicago. I'm not gonna go anymore. Oh, and then a 5-year-old girl, and this is what makes me mad. They never talk about the young girls and young boys that gets wounded or murdered in Chicago. But they are quick to talk about defund the police and police brutality. I promise you, the cops is not the problem. It's the community. I'm going to say it again. The cops are not the problem. It's the community. And even if they are the problem, they are a very small amount versus what I just showed you right here in this little bit of carnage. I mean, this is sad, man. This is sad. Real sad. And to hear this lady talk like that, not surprised. Because that's what Biden likes to do. He likes to cater to the wokens. That's what he's trying to do. Cater to the wokens. All right, so we're going to go further on into some other stuff here. See what we got going on in the politics today. So now they're talking about the Biden administration cites climate change as racial justice issue. Let's get into this story. Biden's administration cites climate change as a racial justice issue. Oh my God. Gina McCarthy, climate advisor for President Biden, said climate change, a priority for the administration, is also a racial justice issue. In a video addressing the intersectionality of climate change posted over the weekend, McCarthy explained that the issue exacerbates the challenge in the communities that have been left behind. It goes after the same very communities that pollution has held back and racism has held back. McCarthy said, climate justice is about equal rights. I need somebody to talk to me. When the hell did climate change equals race equality? I've never heard of climate change being part of affirmative action, equality whenever you're getting a job, none of that shit. Where the hell these people get this stuff from? That has nothing to do with anything, lady. Just be honest. Just say, hey, listen, we would really like. Oh, there you go. Psycho Monster, they clowns. Yeah, they clowns. Who in the hell is going to sit there and say that climate change is the same as racial equality? Exactly. You're right. Climate change equals money laundering. You're right. It equals money laundering. They're talking about not having natural gas. They trying to make it where we got to depend on other nations for gas. We about to have our gas go through the roof. They ain't talking about that. Oh my Jesus, man. Now let's see what else they said. She said, for example, Cancer Alley, a stretch of industrial park plants in Louisiana, is home to chemical plants and dangerous air pollutions, as well as minority and poor communities. These communities may also have fewer resources to deal with the effects of climate change, including owning items like air conditioners to cope with heat waves. Okay, McCarthy added that prompting clean energy initiatives will also benefit U.S. economy growth by creating good paying jobs as well as union jobs. Okay, well, if they're a plant job and they are in a area where it's an industrial plant area, I'm quite sure that those chemical plants will pay good enough money for those residents to afford not only just a regular air conditioner, but also a central heating and air. See, the problem is once again they want to make people feel like that they in these poor communities that they can't do shit. Yeah, it's another distraction. They want to act like these people can't do shit. I mean, it's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. These people here is some jackasses, man. So that's what's going on. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. That's what they want you to believe. That climate change is a racial justice issue now. So I guess y'all gonna be putting climate change in Black History Month too. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Stupid. This is. I told y'all this is by this Black History Month. I thought I was lying. Let's see what else we got going on. Now, y'all remember I told y'all about the executive order that Biden had just signed. He has signed an executive order where males could compete in female sports as a transgender. Now, before I get into this, I like to make this disclosure because I don't want to hear nobody's fucking mouth about it. I am no way in shape or form transphobic or LGBTQ plus anti. If that what the life you want to live, that is on you. That is your life. But I am not for or do not agree that my child or any person that has a little girl should have to share a locker room with a young boy who thinks that he's a girl or wants to be a girl that is 6'3" or 6'4", 200 and some odd pounds, and can physically dominate in any sport that girls play. I'm going to give you an example. I was looking at a guy before I get into the story, right? There was somebody sent me something. There was a guy, right? He said They showed him where he played male sports before he came out as a transgender, and he didn't do that well in male sports. He was average. He was average. He did all right. Okay, he was an average guy. He wasn't no superstar. But he came out as transgender. He got a chance to play in female sports, and he fucking broke every damn record the girls ever set. Like within the first fucking year. And a lot of the young girls were pissed. And I don't blame them because they had to train and push their body to that momentum. And here comes this guy who's got bigger muscles, more dense than you are, stronger lungs, and all they got to do is skip doobity la doobity da, and suppressing you, surprising you, man. I mean, come on, that's enough to that'll hurt anybody's feelings. So, yeah, I'm not with it. I think it's disgusting. It's fucked up. It's not fair. It does not give our young people the type of drive that they need. Sorry. I just don't see it. It's just not the drive that they need. But somebody is stepping out. Somebody is finally calling it out. So I'm going to go ahead on here and I'm going to share this from Fox News, what this young lady is saying. And let me see what y'all think about this, what she's talking about. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to share it, and we're going to start it from the top. What's going on, bro?
Meter dash. She and two other high school runners filed a lawsuit about a year ago saying they lost out on numerous awards because the state allows transgender athletes to compete without restrictions.
Let's bring in Chelsea Mitchell and her lawyer, Christiana Holcomb. I want to ask you, Chelsea, let me first read to you from the Washington Examiner to set this up. It says here about Biden's politically correct assault on girls' sports. This isn't just a matter of fairness. Each transgender athlete takes a spot on a team or a spot in competition away from a female athlete. A biological male winning a women's track championship not only deprives a woman athlete of the experience of victory, but also fills a valuable placement that could affect scholarship offers to biological females. Chelsea, I find that talking about executive orders, sometimes it's very impersonal. Like it's just like a piece of paper and somebody signs it and it moves on. Tell everybody what this meant to you personally. How did it affect you?
Personally, this was really heartbreaking to see this order signed because I went through a lot through my 4 years of high school competing against biological males, and to see this policy possibly imposed upon the entire country is really hard to see, and to know that other girls will have to go through what I went through.
And you lost out on, you believe?
Now you hear this, guys? You hear this? Not finished with yet. This girl said for 4 years, she went through competing with biological males and she lost out because of that. Now that to me that is heartbreaking. She had to lose on that. That's crazy, man. All right, let's go see if we get back here. Fast forward to this area right here.
You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has. And I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream that are then replaced with the very next meal that you eat and stored as more fat.
President Biden signed an executive order protecting the rights of transgender athletes to participate as their self-identified genders. And the state allows transgender.
Washington Examiner to set this up. It says here about Biden's politically correct assault on girls' sports. This isn't just a matter of fairness. Each transgender athlete takes a spot on a team or a spot in competition away from a female athlete. A biological male winning a women's track championship not only deprives a woman athlete of the experience of victory, but also fills a valuable placement that could affect scholarship offers to biological females. Chelsea, I find that talking about executive orders, sometimes it's very impersonal. Like it's just like a piece of paper and somebody signs it and it moves on. Tell everybody what this meant to you personally. How did it affect you?
Personally, this was really heartbreaking to see this order signed because I went through a lot through my 4 years of high school competing against biological males, and to see this policy possibly imposed upon the entire country is really hard to see, and to know that other girls will have to go through what I went through.
And you lost out on, you believe that you lost out on awards and even scholarships?
I lost out on 4 state championships, 2 All New England awards, and countless other opportunities to advance to the next level of competition because of biological males.
Chelsea, you're really good. you're really fast.
Look at this. Biological male.
Did you ever think about this? Because the competition has fundamentally changed. Who's looking out for the girls?
Honestly, it's been really hard because, I never thought this would ever happen. Growing up, this never crossed my mind. So to have this issue surface is really hard to deal with.
Christiana, the lawsuit, I understand you have a hearing coming up at the end of February, but the law takes a long time to catch up to something like this. It's already affected Chelsea's life and many other young girls all across the country. What are you hoping to accomplish with the lawsuit?
Well, as you mentioned, we already know how these devastating gender identity policies play out because we've seen it happen in Connecticut, where girls like Chelsea have been displaced and are losing out on opportunities, podium spots, championship titles. So the lawsuit absolutely continues because President Biden's executive order is flatly contradicting federal law. Title IX was designed to provide girls like Chelsea with equal athletic opportunities with males. So we absolutely proceed forward, and we hope to ultimately restore fairness to female sports.
Is this something that could be decided at the U.S. Supreme Court, or do you think that's already done and passed, Christiana?
It certainly could be decided by the Supreme Court, but I hope it doesn't need to go that far. Women and girls are losing out right now, and what President Biden has done is clearly an abuse of power, flatly contradicts federal law, and he's attempting to change federal law by executive fiat. So I hope it doesn't need to go that way.
Chelsea, did you have transgender athletes on your team, or did you just compete against them?
No, I just competed against them at big state championships.
And how do they, what was the management for the teammates? Did you have conversations with them?
No, not really.
I wouldn't want to have no conversation with them either. All right, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get back to the story. So I wouldn't want to have no conversations with them either. I mean, come on. You're in my sport. You're not a biological woman. And yeah, and men do have more testosterone. And think about this, guys. Think about these men being in the locker room with your little girl, changing out, going to prepare to play in these sports. That's what's really not making me feel comfortable with this. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she's talking about, Dad, I want to play soccer. I'm scared to tell her to play soccer because I have to tell her, well, honey, there's a chance you may have to go and play soccer against a little boy who has long hair, who calls himself a girl, that is 6'2" and is 220 pounds. And when he kicks you, you may mess around and get more than a sprained foot. And then I may have to go to jail. I mean, this is the shit that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. Phobia equals afraid, and I'm not afraid. I'm just afraid of the situation and the integrity of the sport for these girls. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not fair to these young women. I mean, young women had to fight to even get there, to get involved in sports. Now, I'm going to read y'all the rest of this here. Now, one of the football players, thank God for him, he had an idea. Marcellus Whaley says that, why won't we just put separate transgender category in school sports? And he got a point because he's got 3 girls. The former NFL star and current Fox Sports 1 host Marcellus Wiley called last week for the creation of a separate transgender category for youth athletics, following President Biden's Day 1 executive order mandating people be permitted to participate in sports based on their gender identity. Titled Executive Order on Preventing and Combating Discrimination on the Basis of Gender Identity or Sexual Orientation, Biden's order calls on schools to allow youth athletes to participate in sports competitions consistent with their gender identity. In a series of images, including screenshots of Wall Street Journal column that declared Biden's order begin the end of girls' sports. Wiley implied that the executive action would be harmful to competition. And he's right. But you know why they won't do that? Because they know that nobody is not going to come and support or see transgender sports. I mean, think about it. Nobody's not going to go up here and be like, okay, I want to see a bunch of men with long hair that have figures like young women, but really are transgender males. They know people ain't gonna be into that. Same thing if transgender men wanted to have their own boxing or wrestling. They know people ain't gonna be into that because that was just a bunch of women who got you know, beards and stuff like a man. They're not really manly to the extent of what you see in MMA wrestling. And they know that. They know it wouldn't sell. That's why they're trying to push this on. So they basically trying to make it where it's a male dominant situation. But they said they ain't trying to be dominant at all. They're trying to be equality though. Title Executive Order on Preventing and Combating Discriminating on the Basis of Gender Identity or Sexual Orientation. Biden's order calls on schools to allow youth athletes to participate in competitions consistent with their gender identity in a series of images, including screenshot of Wall Street Journal column that declared Biden's order, as we talked about, that was harmful to the competition. He said, as a father of 3 daughters and a husband of a former collegiate athlete, this hits home in a special way. Wiley wrote on Twitter, it's time to create a separate transgender category in competition. They're not going to do that. I'm telling you now, Wiley, they're not, because then they'll swear out you being a racist. Biden's order reverses the Supreme Court ruling in 2020 case Bostick versus Clayton County, where the court found that Title 7 of the 1964 Civil Rights Act prohibit discrimination because of sex, include discrimination on the basis of gender identity and sexual orientation. The order signals that the schools that do not comply could lose their federal funding under Title 9, which bars sex-based discrimination. Aside from the school sports, the order also applies the workplace and healthcare setting. Listen, guys, this is what I think about the healthcare setting. I'm going to stop this now. Nobody cares about your sex life or what your orientation is at your work, at your job. I'll give you an example. There's a person that works at my job that is a transgender female. Nobody gives a shit about that woman. Oh, excuse me. Nobody gives a shit about that man. I'm gonna be honest about it. That man and how he dressed every day. Only thing people care about, as long as he can do his job. And he does a damn good job. He comes to work. He does what he's supposed to do. He makes sure he done prevented a lot of theft out of the store. So yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn what he does in his personal life. What he do don't affect how I shit and eat. That's his business. But what's making me mad is when people trying to promote this and try to project it. They keep trying to preach it. Oh, we gotta have equality for transgender. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, nobody gives a shit about your sex life at work. If they worried about your sex life at work like that, they might be trying to get some from you. Being real. I'm being fucking real. That's like somebody worrying about my wife being white and coming to me and saying, hey, man, your wife is white. Yeah, your wife is white. Yeah. I don't, you can't do that. We got to make sure you get treated with equality. Huh? Yeah, your wife is white. You might get discriminated against. What? What are you talking about? What about your kids? Are they mixed or are they white or black? What does it matter? Oh, I see it. I see it. Your kids is white. Oh God, we gotta protect you. Don't try to do anything with a black person. We gotta protect you. And get the fuck out of here. I don't need that. No one needs that. It's stupid. That's ignorant. That flag that sits behind me with the 50 stars and those 13 stripes, man, has always taught me that America is a beautiful place with a land of opportunity. And this right here, what we seeing right now, is a disgrace. Now, do I think they should try a transgender category for high school and middle school kids? Maybe they should. See what happens. But we already know if they do, they're not going to get a lot of participation. They know these kids are not going to get a lot of looks because a lot of colleges are not going to deal with the transgenders like that. So that's why they going out here and they keep messing with the transgenders, mixing it with natural female sports. That way they can go and get these male dominant species, all these free rides, so these schools can continue to win accolades for track and field or whatever, and that'll be it. All right, so before I leave tonight, yeah, exactly, man. It's crazy. Before I leave tonight, I want to tell y'all, let's say a prayer for Screech from Saved by the Bell, man, family, aka I want to get his name right, Mr. Dustin, because he passed away today. And man, let me tell you, you'll never think. I never thought I'd see the day that would happen. Yeah. So rest in peace to Dustin Diamond. He was 44 years old. He a year older than my wife, man. And he passed away. So, say a prayer for his family. He had got He found out he had lung disease, cancer, and then when he found out about it, he was getting treatment. He was on stage 4 already, but he felt like he could beat it, but he passed away today. And oh yeah, an update on John Sullivan. So I know I told y'all I was going to interview the guy, right? Well, when I was going to set up the interview, I got sick because of COVID. All right, so I'm still battling that. Well, John is back in jail. That's right. The guy that did the rioting is back in jail for violating his terms of his bail, going online on the internet. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do this. I wish I would have done the show. Then, even though he would have got violated, at least I would have had another example of an interview with him. But now they're keeping him in jail until the February something. I don't know how long, but yeah, he's in there for violating. Yeah, man, I still got COVID, bro. I just pushed through to this day. What day? How many days this is? Hey. Yeah. Hey. How many days I'm on of COVID? People's asking me how many days. How many days am I on COVID? You're on day 9. I'm on day 9. She had it too. She bounced back, and she's freaking. Oh my God, I want her strength. She came back like a fucking raging monster. She did a 2-hour drive today. She took care of our animals, got them seen about, got me dinner. I mean, she fucking killed it. So shout out to her. So y'all remember, when it comes to mental wise, women are a lot stronger mentally. Don't forget that shit. But anyway, yeah, he's in jail again. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the interview. I'm thinking about not even doing it at all at this point, because this dude is so damn crazy. I don't know. There's some people that's just straight crazy that you just have to see, like, bypass it. That's where I'm at. All right, guys. Well, I love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. This is all I got for y'all tonight. Take care of yourselves and each other. I am out.